One.
So this is Magnifico. Magnifico, the character, is everything that the name is not. So he is selfish, he is greedy and material, he is greedy for and very materialistic, and he always wants power, and he is very, very corrupt. He's the head of the household, and so he likes to think that it is his duty to meddle with the affairs of other characters. So for the lovers, for example, he wants them, or no, he will want them to get married to different people at a different time, and at a different place, for example. So he creates a lot of drama there because they want to do their own thing, they're in love, and he wants something else, and he's in charge. He is also a thinker, so compared to brain or body, he's definitely in the mind. He's never impulsive. He always thinks about what he's going to say before he does anything. And so some sources say that the lovers, and the Zani are the 4 first characters that were ever invented, but others say that Pantalone took his place. So there's a lot of similarities between Pantalone and Magnifico, and we know that the 2 characters intertwined. They were 1, and then they were 2, and then they were 1. So there's a little bit of confusion there, but we know that they are 2 different characters. A few sources say that Magnifico was created in France during the reign of King Louis the XIV, during time of reform of characters and masks. Some characters were taken out and other characters were added in, and masks were changed. So there was that was the time when it was being developed, the Commedia dell'Arte. So as soon as he enters a room, he's someone that demands authority. So he'll enter, and people will sort of wither away into a circle around him, and he'll tell servants to kiss his feet or beg for mercy, because he's that kind of guy. The modern representation, is Charles Montgomery Burns from The Simpsons. A few of their similarities are that they are both very old, very rich, very powerful, and very influential. And they both do this thing when they get excited, is they open their mouth like a vampire and get very excited. And they are both very interested in they're both very interested in further increasing their own power and wealth, because that's what they like to do. And his mask, in most cases is very wrinkly, and the eyebrows and moustache are very over-exaggerated. And I don't know if you can see, but his nose comes out, and what I think that is for is to, it's very much like an eagle, and so that he's looking down over the people, so that because he thinks that he is so much higher above the other characters, which he is the head of the household, but above the other characters as a person. His costume is usually red or black, or a mixture of the both, and he carries his cape. And a very important part of his costume is his money pouch that he carries in this area, and he is carried, and he that's very dear to his heart. That's very important to him. Just to show what kind of thing he would do. So he leads with his chest. He's very trying to show off and take up space and be the center of attention. I am Pantalone. Sorry, Magnifico. Gather, come here, kiss my feet, you, kiss my feet. Yeah, me, I am the best. So what I learned was that Magnifico was very difficult to research about because, like I said earlier, with the confusion with Magnifico and Pantalone, was that a lot of information is on Pantalone, but possibly not as much on Magnifico, so I found that challenging in the research part. And what I found interesting was that a lot of characters depend on him. Like the Zani, for example, they will mock him. They will mock him for their character development. So if he is so full of himself that he'll be rattling on about something, and Azani will mimic him. And it's interesting because it helps his character development to show that he doesn't care about what people think, he just cares about how broad he is. And it helps the Zani because it shows that they are evil and mean to the Magnifico.